Randy.
Hey,
Sure.
I'll be there in a minute. I gotta finish on the ground. I'll be right up.
It's another beautiful day, not at the chopper.
I'll shut it off.
Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Good. How's life in the water business?
Dry.
Not so great?
That dry. That's a good thing.
All right.
How you feeling?
I feel fine. Eddie's the one that was diagnosed with it, so. But as long as I keep away from him, and now that he's at the hospital, hopefully getting fluids pumped into him, he'll be fine. That's the goal, anyway. Yeah. You know, they say it affects different people different ways, so. And you never know if you have it because apparently the testing's shitty and you can have a false positive. So.
Well, they come out with some new symptoms.
You know, I was looking for them, and I guess I didn't look hard enough. What else was there?
Well, they say you lose your taste, your sense of smell. Some people will break out in a rash. Some don't. Some got coughing. Some don't. So.
Yeah, I don't have any of those. I have a pre-existing condition, though.
Me too.
Yeah. Although, here in the past few years, it hasn't been so bad. I was going to say I had a pre-existing condition of being a Blues fan, but since they won, it's like, I guess I got cured.
Yep.
Kind of like when your Boston team won it in 04 or 04. Yeah.
04.
Like, how many years was that? 88? 78? 90.
Yeah.
Nice. 90 years.
They hadn't won since like 1917.
Well, that's, yeah, they made up for that, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. And I went through the pain every year. They played great. We'd be up in first or second place come the All-Star break, and then they'd die.
It was Nomar's fault.
It's like clockwork,
It was Nomar's fault, obviously.
obviously.
He couldn't hit, couldn't catch.
Either him or Pedro.
No, Pedro gets eternal for throwing Don Zimmer to the ground, so.
I remember them interviewing him afterwards. They said, Don Zimmer's 78. He goes, you rush me, you're going on the ground.
Yeah. What this guy doing? Throw him coming at me, so I just grab him and throw him down. I try not to kill him. I just get away from me.
Yeah, Ole.
Yeah, that was great. And then Don Zimmer was like, I'm retiring. Now.
I'm not doing that again.
No. Well, I'm hoping Dan will show up here pretty soon.
What's that?
Sometimes he doesn't hear his phone. So I was calling him anyway.
Things would be so simple if they just answered text messages.
Well, that's one of the nice things about text messages is you don't have to get back to them right away. I'll admit, kind of like that. Oh, what have you been up to? Same old shit, I assume?
Same old. Got home tonight. Wife helped me get up on the roof, clean the gutters real quick.
Yeah. I
We
used
had
to
some
enjoy doing
overflow.
that.
We had
I'm
some
sorry, go
overflow
ahead.
this-
Go ahead, what were you saying?
We had some overflowing this weekend.
Yes. Yeah, home ownership always brings something new that needs to be fixed, no matter what. Just depends on if you want to put up with it.
Yep. I need to spend the money getting somebody to put up gutter guards.
Those make a difference. I don't have gutter guards, but I have it's like a mesh that'll keep most big leaves out. The problem is the pine needles, they like to collect. So if you have any pine trees around your house, I'm sure you've experienced
I
that.
have 2 huge pine trees. And then those don't get in there, the helicopters get in there.
Luckily, I don't seem to have. I mean, I've got a bunch of those kind of trees in the back and one in the front, but it's by the road. But luckily, though, helicopters aren't the nuisance like you would think. Like, they seem to be held at bay by the mesh. But unless you're rich enough to pay, Pedro to come and do the yard work, you're going to have to. And I don't want to climb up on my roof anymore. I don't have any confidence that I'm not going to fall off. And now my ladder is bent. It failed its saving throw, so. Have you, you know how everything's expensive. When was the last time you looked at a price for a ladder?
I just bought one, I guess it was 4 years ago. It's one of those ones that fold up.
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna play Price is Right, and I'm just gonna go over because I think everything is expensive. So I'll say you paid $2.25 for it.
Yeah, a little high.
So 200 somewhere in there.
It's like 160.
Okay, that's still expensive to me.
Yeah,
But then again, those are nice.
and it fits in my shed real nice.
Yeah.
When you fold it up, it's probably 4.5 foot tall.
Has it got the thing where it extends, where if it goes like that, both of those will extend on both ends, I guess, or whatever you call it? That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's boring as fuck when you can't go anywhere.
Yeah, I bet.
This is what retirement's going to be like. It's like, nah, never mind. I'll just do like my mom, work till I'm 80 something.
Right. So what works like?
Well, though I am not diagnosed with it, they said that I can stay home for 2 weeks as well. So with they're paying the first 2 weeks at 100%. So it's kind of like a shitty vacation. Except for my kids, as soon as I found out, I was like, all right, kids can't come here anymore. And that sucks. So
Big time.
out of everything, that's the fucked up part.
Right.
So
The big thing now compared to when my kids were little there is FaceTime, so you can, or Messenger after you can communicate like this. If you can even sit down long enough.
Yeah, the little dude, I'm not so sure. The older one, he would talk for as long as I forced him to. And that's completely normal. Yeah, so I figured I would try calling them Wednesday and see what they're up to. I'm sure it'll just get the little one to, like, if I ask him how school is, he'd say good, but he won't. He doesn't elaborate. That's not the way his mind works yet. So everything kind of has to be leading questions, and if it's not something he's interested in, it's kind of hard to even hold his attention.
Right.
So yeah, it's a little lonely. I guess this is what I get to look forward to whenever they're all old and got their own shit to do. I don't know.
That's what mine are. They're all moved out, and got their own lives going on, and girlfriends, boyfriends, and they're buying houses. And it's nice.
Is it just the oldest one that's in the service that's married?
He's divorced now.
I see. So he got his practice one out of the way.
Yep.
Good for him. Hopefully it didn't cost him too much.
Well, it costs him every day. His ex-wife tried to get every bit of money from him, every which way was possible. She tried to get the GI Bill.
Is that considered equitable? Like, is that something that they can lawyer through, or is it the kind of thing that, like, a pension? Like, there's something that my ex always told me I couldn't touch, and it wasn't like I was attempting to. It was something about her retirement that, like, it was legislated that couldn't even come into any kind of negotiations. Luckily for us, our negotiations lasted about a week, and so it was like, what do you call it? Like, it was, for being divorced, it was about as smooth as it can get.
Well, I have to admit, mine was the same. The furniture all got split up. The only thing she wanted to really argue the point to me was the kid and the dog. She fought for the dog, but I got alimony. I paid child support, but I got alimony.
Interesting.
Well, I paid for her schooling, and she was making a lot of money.
I see. Did you guys split time with the kid?
I got Wednesdays and every other weekend, and then
So the standard contract.
the standard. Yeah.
I'm fortunate. I get my kids every Wednesday night and every Friday and Saturday night, unless she's like taking them on vacation, and then, I'm so like get them more than I should by the law that it's not an issue. I'm just like, yeah, go ahead. That's cool.
Right.
And as much as I thought it would hurt having child support taken out, it just took me a little while to get used to it, and I don't even think about it anymore.
Right.
And financially, I'm doing so much better after. That's a discussion for offline. So, but like I always say, everybody's happy now, so that's cool. At least as far as I know, everybody's happy.
So where do they live now?
Baldwin.
Baldwin.
Yeah. So she teaches up there in that school district, and that's where they go. So she's off when they're off, and it's like during this whole homeschool thing, she's able to help the little guy out with his lessons, because I don't think he would even, like, he's totally in the moment and he wants to do what he wants to do even at 12. So if I'm assuming that she says, all right, let's do homework, and then he'll be like, homework, and then they'll do it, and then they'll fine. He's
Right.
he although, you know, they've gone to 4 days, so, you know, it's like Wednesday, if I get them after work, they do the stuff with her on Wednesday, and then when I get them back on Thursday, she does the stuff with them. So it's really not even an issue. And then Friday and Saturday, they don't have anything. So.
Hey.
What's up, gentlemen? Why are you guys upside down?
I put some stuff on the ceiling, and I'm grabbing it with my bare feet. So.
I was pulling the back of my truck, moving it to a field for easy pickup when you guys called. So.
Well, I haven't heard from Dan. I called him. He didn't answer his phone. So I got nothing. But I will
It's all right.
say
We're here. We're here. We want to play.
Yeah,
Right, Randy? You didn't see your finger.
we I'm in favor of that. It just it'll take a little bit of finagling on my part.
How so?
Just wrapping my head around what direction would be the most advantageous for the people present versus those that aren't. So, like right now, are you guys hearing an echo?
Yes.
No. I don't hear one.
Randy,
Not-
is it me you're hearing twice?
I'm getting you twice, Kyle.
Okay,
I'm
hold
not
on.
hearing you twice. I'm hearing you once.
Let me, I bought headphones. I'm going to go get those and try them, see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, I've got a set somewhere too. I was going to try. When I was in the hospital, I was using them, but fuck if I know where the hell they are. Where they were, it'd be great to you. Nobody else matters, just us. Us hardcore gamers, us two-rank gamers. Right, Randy?
Exactly.
The whole I got something else to do thing when you're in lockdown kind of doesn't make sense to me.
I totally understand that, and I agree.
It's like I'm spending, and you know, I think it's great and all, but you know, I'm spending time with the girlfriend tonight. I said, don't you do that every night? You're in lockdown.
Well, I play a game online, and it's a war game. And Wednesdays and Saturdays they do a special thing called Grail War, which lasts 2 hours. And all these people talk about how much they love the game, and I go, okay, that's 4 hours out of the week. And you guys want to talk about how good you're at that? Why do you suck the other 164 hours out of the week? So since I've had this discussion before, what's he doing the other 164 hours? He's not including her.
Well, I know he does the school thing online. I don't know when that's supposed to expire. You know, like far as they're still, you know, they're still going to graduate via online and whatnot. I don't know how long school lasts for college. I have no clue. I don't track that because I don't need to. But I mean, other than that, I don't know.
try it this way.
Personally, I think Destiny's lost interest.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to turn the sound all the way down on this. Randy, is there still an echo?
That sounds a lot better.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping to eventually come to a what do you call it? A wireless situation, because that would be better for moving around.
I bought a 3D printer yesterday. It won't get shipped until May 17th because they're out of them here. The warehouse is out of them here in the States. It's the big one. It's a biggie. It's supposed to be pretty cool. I got several friends that are into this stuff. I got one friend, he knows a lot about it. I was asking him about him. He goes, all right, I said, how many you got? He goes, I got like 10. I just got 2 more. I'm like, what the hell do you need 10 of these for? Oh, he's printing shit and selling it. Like, he's printing a lot of parts for different things. And right now, he's got 4 of them dedicated to making the brackets for those face shields for the hospitals. He's making those right now.
Well, we need them, apparently.
Well, it's going to get to the point we're going to have an excess. And at that point, I still say make them for future use.
Yep, I agree. They'll get used.
They will be used.
So, Cobb, when did Eddie go to the hospital?
Well, I can probably tell you pretty close to exactly. Let's see.
All I'm looking for is today, yesterday.
Yeah, it was today.
Oh, okay. I don't need to know specific time. I was just curious what day it was.
Did he take himself up there?
No. They suggested he get a ride, so the ambulance came. Although it wasn't like emergency, it wasn't. So
Don't wake the whole neighborhood up.
yeah.
What time did he go?
I didn't hear anything.
Was it early this morning?
Didn't you just say you didn't need to know that?
Well, now I'm curious because he said wake the neighborhood up. I think it might have been before you woke up.
About 11.
AM?
Yeah. That's the only 11 so far today.
You could be right. Wait a minute. Nope.
All right. Well, let's just see what happens.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy.
As well,
Don't
you
drop
should.
me. Don't drop me. It's a little too close to your breast there, Cobb.
Hey, that's where I usually sit.
It is where you usually sit. But as of right now, all right. So, if I remember correctly, the last
I hope you do.
the last game ended with you all heading back to the homestead of Joe and Anna because you had kind of a rough day in the woods with a few different encounters that both malignant and benign. So there was a humming giant, and a dragon and a couple of turtles. That's what I remember. So, before we begin, I'm going to ask each of you a question about your character, and you can answer it, and the object is just to create a bit more familiarity with the character. That's all.
Yellow.
Well, that actually is the first question. Zero's favorite color is yellow.
Yep.
Okay. What about
It's the warmth. It's the color of the warmth of the sun, where I get my nourishment and healing from. I didn't sneak in and look at your questions. You want to know the answer to the second question?
Yeah, that'll be interesting. What is the answer to the second question?
Sometimes.
Oh, I thought you might have actually gotten it, but no, that's not it.
I don't know. Take it again. Now I can't wait to hear what it is.
Okay. How about you? I'm sorry. Zero. Was there any more expansion upon that answer? You were waxing eloquently, and I think did I interrupt you? If I did, I apologize.
No.
No.
I was good.
Okay.
Finished.
All right. So how about you, Garrett? Favorite color?
Red.
Just
The
when
blood of his enemies.
I'm about ready to answer on my own, I get a whisper in my ear.
Well, I mean, before all of this.
Oh, before all of this?
Yeah.
It would be green.
And any particular reason why, or just pleasing?
Walking through the summer, seeing the green makes you happy and warm.
All right. Very good. See, I got a whole bunch of questions. All right. So, on your way back, that's when you had the unfortunate bad luck of Ein being asked and acquiescing to the Shellkin, and John was given back after John was very talkative with Ein. There weren't so many questions about where John had been or what he had been up to, but more just kind of like a love fest for some reason. Ein really has a thing for this tree branch. You make it back to the house of Joe and Anna, and when you all make it back, it is noticed that you're not looking so great. I don't remember did Zero do any healing at the end? I thought he did, but I don't remember to who. Is that ring a bell?
No,
I did not, because I am still significantly under. No, I don't show any signs on my sheet that I did anything for anybody. I still only down the hit points. I'm down. Well, first of all, I was never back to full, but then I was down from the dragon. But I didn't. Nothing else was used that would have indicated I healed anybody.
Okay.
Waldar's the only one that did anything.
Yeah,
okay,
that's true.
Maybe I'm confusing the two.
Did. I think he did. I did not, though. Yeah.
Uh-oh, we got a third monkey.
Yeah, I was hanging cabinets when you guys called.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever you call it nowadays, you youngsters. Hanging cabinet.
Yeah. Hey, can you see my picture?
No, it's
It was merging camera.
now what I see is it's saying necting to camera.
Connecting. It starts with
In
connecting.
a small box compared to the other two who are in like letterbox. So I was just basically giving a recap, Dan, of last game, or at least where we ended up, and I asked. Before each session, I'm just gonna ask mundane character information type questions that aren't like very serious. They're just more to help flesh out characters. So the question, can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you see me?
I'm trying to figure out
What you did differently this week than the other week?
Okay, so while you're attempting to solve your camera issues, I will pose to Waldor the same question that I did the other two. And it is before all of the adventure started, what was Waldor's favorite color? And if for any reason, why would that be?
black, color of night, because that's when he did most of his things.
Okay, very good. Okay, so you all have made it back to Joe and Anna's house as I described. Note your state of disrepair and or injury is noticed. The parents bring you in, attempt to make you comfortable, offer you, food and drink, and a bucket is fetched, and the cloth is used to try to do some cleaning. Zero, you with your knowledge of and your specialties notice that they're doing what you would expect those that are not trained in the healing arts to do, and you know that it's very possible that their good intentions could lead to bad unintended consequences. And I hope you understand the point I'm trying to get across is they don't understand sterilization or
Yes, I understand that.
even pain management techniques of like rubbing and holding things she's gonna get out a needle and thread and start to sew up people's wounds, and you can intercede or you can just watch and enjoy the pain that's being inflicted, or you can do whatever you'd like to do.
Who is just one person working right now?
Well, it's mostly your mom. I mean, your dad's.
Who's he working on first? It's not me.
Let's
I can
see.
tell you that much.
Well, she would do Ein first because that's her boy. So
I mentioned something to Ein. I say,
when you mention this to Ein, are you doing this while she's working on him, or are you going to try to get it to him in a discreet
it's
manner?
fine. It doesn't matter. I'm not trying to hide it. I'll say to Ein, you are capable of doing the same thing I am to take care of yourself. You might want to consider that before that rusty, dirty needle goes in your skin.
Okay, roll me a d20. 0. You're rolling for Ein.
And 19.
Oh, okay. So he uses his brain, and he says, "Mom, it's okay. I'll be okay in the morning. Don't worry about it." And as a matter of fact, with that high roll, he also says, "And Mom, if you would let Zero and I handle it, I think we could take care of our groups, our friends' problems. We just need a good night's rest." And she says, "Well, okay," and kind of has kind of a down look on her face, like she really wishes she could help, but she seems to take Ein's words for what they are, and proceeds to just concentrate more on offering you all some sustenance, maybe thinking that a full belly might help you feel better. And the dad gets out the strong spirits and asks if anyone wants a drink, and he says, oh, of course Garrett does, and he pours you some, and then to anyone else, you get some. And then he proceeds to ask, well, what happened? And do you all regale your parents with the tale of the day? And if you do, does anyone take the lead on such a thing? And if anyone does, how specific do you get?
I do not, because of the reason I stated earlier to everybody about keeping things on the low and low with these people. They see and hear what they want anyway, or what they're allowed to, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, I have a problem with falling down and getting hit with breath weapons.
Hey, Garrett, if you got a minute, Cobb, is it sunny outside? Is there sun outside?
Yeah.
Garrett, would you help me outside for a sec?
Sure.
Brother, you might want to get some of this too. And then I go outside.
I follow.
Okay.
What the hell was that?
Am I there with you guys?
Only
You
in
were-
voice.
Okay. I will follow them.
Okay. So,
Is that noise on your side, Dan? Is that somebody talking to you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure where it was coming from. I step outside, Cobb.
okay, so the four boys go outside and Volmir will stay inside.
I look at my brother and I say, I suggest the two of us start healing with the use of the sun while it's out. I look at Garrett and I said, let me look at you, see how bad you are. I can give you some stuff before I start healing myself. Perhaps you two, Waldor, can help. Let me find out where they're at first. So first I'm going to do Garrett, see where he's at using my non-weapon proficiency.
Okay, hold on. Just pause because I'm going to forget where we are. Waldor, it was stated that you used some spells to heal at the end of last game. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So do you know where you are as far as what you have left?
I thought, I should have it somewhere, Cobb. So, as soon as I get this figured out, I will grab my...
All right. So
I think I've only used two.
we'll
Or-
save.
or-
All right, that's fine.
If you took care of anyone, you took care of Garrett. I know I didn't need anything from you, or I didn't get anything from you. I think Garrett did.
All right, Zero, go ahead.
Okay. Non-weapon proficiency of diagnostics. Ooh, I rolled a natural 20, so...
Roll it again.
You need me to roll it again? I mean, does it matter? I'm just... 11. So with diagnostics of an 18, or... Yeah, 29? No, yeah, 29.
Okay, so when you roll a natural 20 on your diagnostics, you can reveal the exact hit point total to the to 0.
The what I'm at or what I can get to.
Well,
I would know where you're at, so I guess everything. Because I would know how far down you are. So just tell me how many down you are. That's all that really matters. Because I'm looking at how damaged you are. So how many are you missing?
Oh, I'm missing 60.
60, 60?
60.
Okay. I look at him like, wow, you're hurting pretty bad there. I'll do some stuff to you, and then Waldorf, if you would do something for him as well, if you can afford it. He's pretty bad off. I'm not going to be able to take him all the way back.
I believe that I already gave him everything I could last. Remember, I tried to. I worked on his shoulder, and then I.
Yeah,
that sounds correct to me.
Well, do you have does that 60 reflect what he's already helped you with then?
Yes.
Okay.
I was down farther.
Okay, then I will do what I can for you, and that'll be it then for today. I will. Where are my cards at? There they are. Let's see. We're going to lend you some help first. Somewhere in here. There it is. Ooh.
I need. Let's see. I need. Well, let's do Garrett. Roll a D10.
Can I continue to heal?
Yes,
While you're doing
but well, actually, no. Don't. Hold on.
Okay. I haven't rolled yet.
Ooh. What'd you get, Garrett?
8.
Okay. All right. So, I would like everyone to roll perception checks, please. And I do mean perception, not an observation from Waldorf.
All right, hold on.
I rolled a 30, Kyle. So, what is it? Intelligence? So,
And this
44.
This guy's on fire. He fucking rolls a 20
Maximum
and
I can
rolls
roll.
30.
Can you roll again?
Damn.
Do I need to roll again?
No, I not for this particular, because there's no more information you could gain.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on fire right now. It'll probably change.
You will notice that your dad is at the back door,
Okay.
just watching.
Okay. I don't have a problem with that. Maybe I'll learn something. Can I continue now, or do I need to wait?
Go ahead.
All right. I am going to start with a lend health to Garrett. Garrett, I'm going to give you 30 points. My roll was successful. So I'm giving you 30 points right off the bat.
Thank you.
Got something else for you here, too. Hang on a minute.
That's a lot of points.
Well, it would have been more, but I'm not nearly at full either. And then I'm going to use cell adjustment. My roll was successful. So, 4 over 20. So 17 more points. Eight. No, that's 5. That's 20. 80. Okay. And then I'm going to start photosynthesis in the sun.
All right. Why don't you, after you roll for yourself, unless you roll 20.
I didn't roll 20, but I did roll. I mean, I was successful. It wasn't anything special.
Roll for Ryan.
By the way, Ian might. Ian has the power left. He will probably. Well, it depends. I don't have it. He does. I could look it up for you if you need be. You have to make the decision. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna check out Ian real quick and see how bad off he is. So I'm gonna do my diagnostic on Ian. I rolled a 7, so ordinary. It works.
I don't have any fucking clue what he's got.
Oh shit.
So since we don't know, I'm just gonna say he has half.
Well, what I was gonna say was, I don't know which way he'd go. Me and half, he might just do the. He has 2 ways of healing. He has the photosynthesis like I do, but he also has complete healing, which I believe takes 24 hours total, but it'll heal him 100% in every way. And he can only do that to himself. So I would guess if he's only half, he'd probably just do the same thing I'm doing. So I'll roll photosynthesis, and I rolled a 17. Let me look real quick.
So Ian looks at Garrett and says, I can heal myself to full, but it'll take all day. Are we in a hurry to get somewhere tomorrow, or do you want to take tomorrow to rest up as well?
I think at this point we're going to have to rest up tomorrow as well.
Okay then. So he's like, then I'll do a complete healing.
I'll look that up for you real quick, Cobb. I'm gonna roll it. Get what it's under.
I'd like to actually get into town tomorrow, and
well, you just said you wanted to stay and rest. Now, if we're gonna go somewhere tomorrow, I can't do this.
Yeah, goddammit.
Well, then, town's not that far away, though, is it?
Well, honestly, I don't fucking know.
It's right there. We just walked outside. We just came back from town. We started out going to town, and then we ended up going out in the woods, straying off the path a little bit, and then ran into a dragon.
Hey, Dad, how far away is town? He's like, what do you mean how far away is town? It's a day's walk.
You're not talking about Newstead then. You're talking about, where are you talking about going, Garrett?
I thought we were in Newstone.
Yeah, we are. We're on the outskirts of Newstone.
Okay. Cool with me. Whatever. Okay, Cobb, I'm going to roll for this complete healing.
Well, wait now. What are we doing, Garrett?
Yeah.
We'll just chill tomorrow.
All right. So he's like, I have to place myself in a trance until, like, for a full day. That means the sun's up and the sun's down or whatever. And there's a chance that something could fuck up and I'll wake up after an hour, in which case then you know it didn't work. Or there's a chance that after an hour it totally heals me. So,
Cool.
or there's a chance that I might be in the sleep for the full day and then it didn't fucking work at all. So nobody gets mad at me. I'm just saying ahead of time, these are all things. So, and it costs quite a bit, so I don't remember how much power I had, but I know I was using quite a bit. But since we don't know,
He wasn't using a lot.
I'm going to say he's got half of that as well.
No, he's got a lot more than that. He was using, he was doing the upkeep on Dimension Blade was the primary thing he was doing the whole time. He did try to speak to one of the creatures using his head thing, but, he's got 172 total, or a little under that, I forget, 160 something. So half of that, he didn't use 75. He's got 160 something power at full.
How many do you have?
172. This only costs 30.
172 PSPs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody likes that.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Very good, honey.
Well, it's the progression of being whatever the hell level I am.
Okay.
Level 12.
So
I
anyway,
go up 13 every turn, every level.
I'm going to go into the room and I'm going to go lay down.
All right.
Which means at this time, either tomorrow or in an hour, we're going to know something. So, bye. And go ahead and roll.
An 18. Is that too much? I don't remember what it is. It's close. I don't know if that's it or not.
Yeah, that's the power score again.
So he's got an 18. What? What does that run off of?
Constitution.
I don't use it. What's that do for him?
The healing occurs in just 1 hour. Fucking amazing.
I could have used that on my end when I'm doing something. Something more important than knowing how many points down Garrett is.
Got a couple.
I know you're better off now, but
A lot better off.
hey guys, look, try to remember this, okay?
So
I now
it's
have
just, Waldor and Garrett and Zero out there.
as I was trying to say when everybody was still there. I will try to remember this when you guys are hurt.
Hold on. He said I'm bye, and then he went inside, and then you
That's
rolled.
fine. Then I said just the other 3 or 2. Guys, try to remember when you're hurt to let me, if possible. I know in a battle it's not always possible, but the quicker I can get to you to start healing you, even just to do a healing check on you, will get you. Will make you feel so much better immediately. But the more time that goes by during a battle after you take your first hit, or maybe after your last hit, if I can't get to you right away, the increased benefits of my powers decrease a little bit. So the sooner I can get to you, like right after you're hurt, will have a larger benefit to your my ability to grant you healing. I have learned a few new things recently that will help me can take care of you over the course of days if to attend to you over the course of days for healing. Which, Cobb, I can still do that. I tried the healing over, like since Garrett's not at full. I can still continue to keep tabs on him and everybody else throughout the day, like using my healing proficiency. That'll still work. I just don't get the bonuses because it was directly after. And that's only directly after at one time, right?
Well, it's within the round of injury.
Right, but I mean that's just the one time that happens.
But the continued care does add up.
Okay.
So there is a reason to do such a thing.
I also have what's the other thing I forget now? I also have herbalism, so that actually adds to my healing proficiency in my keeping up with them each day or every so many hours when I check on them. I think that adds to the hit points every day that I can get them back. Now that I have both. That's why I was saving up for herbalism.
Yes.
It took me a long time to get that.
Yes.
So I'm going to start this off by doing a healing check because I didn't officially do one on Garrett. I rolled a 12, which is sufficient for my healing. And then I'm going to do one also on Waldor. Waldor, are you hurt? Waldor?
He must have went off to take a piss.
Right. Well, I do the same. I'm going to roll it. I do the same to him. Actually rolled a natural 20 again on her. But it's just a check to... It doesn't grant anything right now because it's not directly after the battle, like within a round. So it's just to start the healing check. So every so many hours I'll be checking on you. And it'll help. Tomorrow you'll get greater boons from my healing tomorrow. And then I go ahead and camp out in the sun and I suck it in, every last drop of it, until it is gone.
So you are going to do what you said, and you create. You take the time to use your herbalism in conjunction with your healing to create a little bit of ointment, and so you guys that are under his care, you notice that he gets out this bag, and in this bag there are several tools and little clay jars and string and needles and cloth and even like fresh water, and he begins to, after giving everyone a inspection, he starts to formulate a plan to put this type of mugwort root in the mortar, and he takes his pestle and he crushes it up and putting in some fresh water, and then you see him reach in and pull out this odd looking thing, and he squeezes it, and it squeezes down into the little mortar or the pestle or whatever parts the cup. And it's interesting because the cup thing, the mortar and the pestle, whatever the cup thing is, it kind of reminds you of the translator stone in the way that it's got the dugout portion. And he crushes this up, and so where Garrett's still got some remaining cuts and slices that weren't knitted back together through the intelligent application of mental energy, he proceeds to use the more learned but yet normal fashion of technique and training that he received from some point. And after probably about half an hour to 45 minutes, he has placed salves and ointments in all the appropriate areas. Any place that's burned, he has
I really like that.
taken the aloe leaves and put them on the burn to help reduce the pain. He has extracted the sinews of the bitter root and asked you to chew on them to help with the clotting of blood. And you all are now kind of have different wrappings and coatings upon you. And as the sun is, continuing to go, you realize that, Zero, you've lost a little bit of time
Yes,
because
I
of the
realize that.
thoroughness of your herbalism and healing, but you also realize that under your care, you will be able to restore their healing rate much faster, probably 3 times as much as if they were left to their own devices.
I make enough for everybody except my brother, because he should be okay in the morning or tomorrow at this time.
Right.
But I can do myself too, can't I?
Yeah. So
All right,
what that means is for each person that that has been under your care for this particular day, that is 1 use of a healer's kit. And if I remember right, didn't I say there was like 6 or 20 or something about the amount? But there's some type of resource management involved with that, and I'm not too worried about it, but I'm just trying to make this a more cinematic
to be honest with you, it's more, as far as the herbalism goes, that side of it, those things I can gather or find in a town and whatnot. It's the if I'm out in the middle of the woods, some of that stuff can be found. It's more the bandages. It has enough bandages for 6 uses also, and that's something that I'd run out of bandaging something up. I know that was one of the issues we had last time, is I didn't have enough bandaging to handle everybody and all the problems.
Okay, so then you finally are, after you feel like your patients are tended to, and Garrett, you're free to do whatever it is you want to do, and Waldor is released to do whatever he wants to do. You find a nice spot that will appear to give you the most amount of sunlight for the rest of the day before the long shadows take over the terrain. I'm going to say that you should roll to activate your sun drinking thing. I already forgot the name of it. Photosynthesis.
I did earlier when I thought I was starting, but that's okay. I'll do it again. 16.
All right. And hey, look at that. That looks great, Dan.
Yeah, it does. Better than normal.
Nice. Now you got to do is get a good microphone and you're set. Hello?
And a new set of ears.
Oh, no.
All right. Well, anyway,
I'm trying to change my microphone to my other microphone.
Yeah, the microphone sounds terrible. Or you sound terrible over it.
It's the camera microphone that's on right now.
I believe that.
Actually,
That's why I
sounded
don't
better.
use my camera microphone, because it sounds like shit. So I totally agree. And I don't have an extra microphone, unfortunately.
No. I have a really good microphone. Give me a second.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's continue. So you've done that. You've activated your
Hold
thing.
on.
Your-
This is important. Not at Dan's back. Dan, are you injured at all?
He said, Waldor, are you injured?
What did I say?
Hello?
Dan? Waldor, are you injured at all?
Damn it.
We know Dan is.
Apparently he's shit on the hem of his garment as he's walking back from around the corner. So Zero's going to ask Waldor one more question. Go ahead, Zero. Ask him again.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you, but you sound like you're underwater.
Dan, can you hear me? Dan, can you hear me? Your microphone and your speakers should not have anything to do with each other. Who's got the awful feedback?
Somebody's sprinkling fairy dust.
Somebody shit some fairy dust and poop. It's Dan. He's playing on his computer. Dan, can you hear me? Dan.
Waldor, can you hear me? No. That says, "Are you hurt?" Oh,
No.
he says
Okay.
no.
So
Okay.
he would be
Hey,
one
good
that
idea, Randy.
I did not set that up for Dan or Waldor. I didn't do his character now. That was the whole point of making sure he was needed or not.
Well, when you inspect him, you would have found out. Not an issue.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now I hear an echo, which means it's coming from Dan.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
You got some headphones, brother?
I keep trying to use everything on the camera, but what I wanted.
Well, right now you don't sound so bad, but if you get put on some headphones, that would be great.
You got to turn your speakers down, Dan. I'm hearing everything we're saying through your speakers and back through your microphone.
Is that better?
Hello, hello, hello.
Let's see. Is that better?
Yes, it's better.
Yes, it's
All
better.
right.
All right.
All right. There we go.
There you are. Okay, so Waldor is not hurt, and he just, as he's cleaning off the hem of his priestly vestments, you notice that, Waldor, you notice that the hem on your priestly vestments are a little frayed. So, nothing that would cause them to fall apart, just the wear and tear of being an adventurer is starting to give you a little bit of strings and such. So, we'll just go ahead and start with our upper left guy, which is Waldor. Waldor, what would you like to do for the rest of the evening?
I'm basically going to just hang out and keep an eye out with the eye looking at things and see what's going on.
Do you know where you are?
Not really, because...
You are back at Joe and Anna's house, which is the parents of Ein and Zero.
Okay. So, I noticed there was that thing following us around, right? Or following time around.
Yes. I will say that roll me an observation.
Can you roll the dice for me? I can't find my dice bag right now.
Garrett, roll me a d20. Garrett, roll me a d20.
7.
Okay.
So,
I think that's 21, isn't it?
Hike.
22.
22. Okay, very good. You notice that as the group left the woods, that the creature sort of faded away.
Well, I'm going to keep an eye out with the eye to keep myself preoccupied.
Yes, literally and figuratively, you are keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, are you doing this inside the building with Volmir and Joe and Anna, or are you walking around outside as Zero sits in the lotus position in the sun, and I haven't gotten to Garrett yet, so...
I will be walking around the immediate perimeter, but I will be staying within sight of somebody at all times. That's in the party, not one of their parents, because we don't think they're their parents.
Okay. So, I will roll a charisma check for you. Add 16 to your charisma. What is the total?
30.
Okay. You notice that as you walk around the perimeter and you've got this thing, you're holding it out in front of you, kind of pointing it, kind of like this invisible flashlight of illusion detection that goes out in front of you to a range of 30 feet. You notice that there are a few people that you hadn't noticed before that seem to be walking past the house, and every time you go around the front, they give you an odd look but don't do or say anything directly to you.
Are they there because I have the eye, or are they?
I'd say that's a great question, and it sounds to me like you're playing your character to paranoid. There's no way for me to answer that question unless you have some way of getting that answer.
Well, I would imagine if I look without the eye, do I see them?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as you're concerned, they're definitely real, and they're definitely noticing this strange-looking, white-haired, bushy-bearded, robed individual walking around their neighbor's yard. There's nothing strange about that at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Would it be as strange as a guy walking around with a spear floating around talking to it?
Well, if that was a thing, I would say probably, but you need to tell me what you do after you are done being a patient of Dr. Zero.
Well, like always, I will stay outside with the lads, keeping a watchful eye, and communing with my spear.
Communing with your spear. Could you be a bit more
Asking him what his thoughts are, why we couldn't damage the dragon.
Okay, so you're going to enter into a conversation with this spear.
Yes.
Okay. So you ask the question, and Skin Piercer replies, there are those things that are stronger, tougher, meaner, and more powerful no matter where you go or who you think you are. So, it could be magical protections, the thickness of its hide, the fact that it's deceptively agile and strong for a beast of that size. It could be any one of a million things. That is why I could not pierce that beast. I am not going to say, however, that it was user error.
Well, I have my good days and my bad days, so it could be user error.
Well, as your favorite thing in the world, let me say that you can't afford too many of those days if that is your enemy.
I agree.
and it's acidic bile, I do not wish for it to rest upon me, for I would bet it could harm me. Maybe not all at once, and maybe not at all, but I don't want to risk it.
Got too many things left to do for that to be our.
You mean like go into the house and go to sleep,
All right.
and then in the middle of the night you wake up and you put my point at the throat of that witch?
Oh, I'd like to find the other 7.
You know, one's just as good as the other.
Yeah, but there's something about them other 7 that I don't like.
That makes no sense. They said they were sisters. They've defended one another. What more do you need to know?
Well, that's it. That's what I was wanting to know your thoughts.
Have I not made my thoughts absolutely clear?
Yes.
When will you allow me to taste the blood of the White Witch?
Well,
It's only the thing I was created for.
well, the destruction of that dragon also.
Take the low-hanging fruit. Slay her in her sleep. Don't you want to?
Not right now.
No, you must wait until the sun goes down. Although, with one of the brothers sleeping and the other brother over there with his face awash with the golden light of whatever that is in the sky, now might be a good time. Even Waldorf's distracted by that stupid eye. If you won't kill the witch, kill one of those regular people in the house.
We will kill something very soon. I promise that.
You're lucky I'm patient.
Go find a shade tree and sit down.
Alrighty. So the remaining daylight comes and goes.
I come
I
in.
don't see any more of those floaty things as I walk around.
You do not? What'd you say, Zero?
I come in when the sun drops.
Okay, you get 4 hours.
Right.
And when you go inside, you see your brother, and he looks like a brand new man. And Volmir and your mom and dad all sitting at the table, apparently having a good old time. They appear to be engaged in some very interesting conversations about how Volmir got to be pregnant and the similarities between humans and elves.
Was it going to be determined whether she's going to have a boy, a girl, or puppies?
They don't seem to have talked in such graphic terms yet. At least, not that you're aware of. But do you go inside when the sun goes down?
Yes.
And what about you, Waldor? How long do you stay outside?
When it gets dark, I'm gonna look around for a little bit longer, just to see if I see anything pop up.
As the sun sets and the witching hour comes and goes, your eyes adjust and your infravision begins to work. And for the distance that your infravision allows, which off the top of my head I'm guessing is 60 feet, but it might be 90, you need to roll me an observation. And you don't have your dice with you because you're a dummy.
No. I found them.
Hey, there we go.
It is 60. And I got a 19 plus 14. So that is what?
That is a 33.
33?
All right.
Okay.
You do not notice any other things other than the night creatures that apparently are nocturnal and proceed to go about the land as if they were the masters of this domain.
Alright, I come inside then.
Before you go inside, a furry creature walks up to you. It appears to be not a beaver, but like a large rodent that would live around these parts. But it's not
a muskrat?
Yeah. Well, no, that's too small, isn't it? Didn't we have this conversation?
No, muskrats can be as big as a beaver.
Okay, then
Groundhogs are big.
Groundhog. That's what I'm thinking of.
You
Okay.
got those all over.
So it walks up to you, and do Ganymedes have any sort of ability to speak with animals?
I don't believe so.
Well, let me check my handy dandy player's handbook here, just to make sure.
I mean, if I could cast any spell at random, I could.
Did you take that spell?
I said any spell at random.
Why would you want to take a spell at random?
He doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Well, you leave Randy out of this. Oh, let's
Better be
see.
careful. Or you'll shut your water off more.
Oh, there it is. Okay. You can choose to know the following, but you didn't choose to know. You wish that as this thing comes up to you, there's a piece of you that wishes that you would have listened to your parents and told you to learn the language of the where is it? I just fucking saw it. Oh, of the burrowing animals. Moles, badgers, weasels, shrews, ground squirrels, etc. But you didn't. And the creature walks away, shaking its head disgustedly. Okay, so.
And I go.
Is there anything anyone does before the evening is over and you go to sleep? And we'll start with on the bottom today. 0. Anything from you?
No.
And then we'll go to Garrett. Anything from you?
Just looking over my armor, cleaning it up before I go to bed.
And how about Waldor?
So when I come in, I'm gonna let them know what transpired. You know, I was looking around for those floaty things. The one disappeared when we came back towards the homestead here. And then I didn't see any more till, since then. But curiously, a little furry creature came up to me and kind of looked at me for a little bit and then it walked off. So I was like,
Nice. So the Joe and Anna just kind of look at each other, and Anna kind of leans over to Volmir, and you hear her whisper, He's funny. And then you all go to sleep for the evening?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Waldor, do you once again go sleep on the floor in the upstairs and Volmir's in the bed, or do you do any other arrangement?
that's fine.
All right.
Hey,
So,
before I go to bed, Tom, I'm going to do something.
hold on one at a time. Waldor, what were you saying?
I'll put my bed roll down on the ground and sleep that one.
Okay, that was all. All right. Zero, go ahead.
I'm going to cast some healing on myself before I go to bed.
Okay.
So 80.
And is this cell adjustment again, or something different?
Yeah. It's cell adjustment. I can't give myself my own life. So let's see, 23, I'm going to do 80, which will be 16, 17. So I'll give myself 17. And 62. Making 17. And that cost me 80, 85. Alright. I'm good.
All righty. So, you all go to sleep in your comfortable places.
Just to be clear, I check on everybody as often as I'm supposed to. I do so before I go to bed. Make sure everybody's good.
All right. Here we go. Let's see here. All righty. I'd like you three to make charisma checks, please. And don't say what you got until I ask for it. I'm going to roll for Volmir. Oh, not bad. And then I'll roll for Ein. Not bad. Okay. So, Ein got... You wouldn't have to know his charisma off the top of your head, would you?
I think it's a little less than mine. Mine's a 16. I think his is don't you have it on your computer?
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I need a.
I think it's a 14 or a 15. I don't think the charisma is different and the intelligence is different. I think,
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
but I don't think it's quite as high as mine.
I'll
By a
pull
point
it
or
up.
no, it might be a 12. Now, see, he put his in strength and I didn't.
View. There we go. Ein's charisma is an 11.
Oh,
All
wow,
right.
it's a lot less on.
So he got a 26. Volmir got a 24. And then we'll go to Waldor.
26.
Okay, so you're tied with Ein for the lead right now. Garrett?
31.
Oh, nice. That's the high mark so far. 0.
34.
A's the winner. Ding, 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 ding. Nice. So,
What do I win?
finally. No. 0.
What?
You, in one of your rounds in the evening, in the night, you go to check on your patients.
Which one's dead?
You see that your brother is in the same room, and you go over and check on him. And he's perfectly fine, and you knew that before he went to bed because his mind healing worked to perfection. And then you go out the door and you kind of peek out, and the last remaining bit of the candle is almost burned out in the middle of the room on the table. And you go over to Garrett and you kind of look him over, and you can see that the bandages and the wraps that you've applied none of them have been removed or ripped off in his turning, and you almost bump into his stash of armor and weapons, but you carefully creep past them, and you're kind of having a hard time seeing, so you kind of go over to the table and you pick up that candle.
Yeah.
And you start to make your way up the stairs. Whenever you need to roll me a d10.
5.
Nice. Okay. You are walking up the steps and you have a very horrible feeling. Something is not right. And what do you do when you get this feeling and you're on the second step of the stairs?
Can you give me a better description of what I think about this feeling? Like,
You think
I get a bad
that-
feeling of what? Like my stomach's turning over, like I don't feel well?
Like there's something at the top of the stairs that shouldn't be, like some type of animal or creepy crawly or something.
But I can't see it.
Yeah, you'd have to like put the candle down and get closer, because the light from the candle, if I remember correct, is the 5 feet around you. If that's what I remember. So,
Something like that. I don't remember offhand, but
So,
how many hours into the night is this?
you feel like that you've regained probably 3 hours worth of power.
Okay.
And in your experience as being someone who has given care, you've figured out that if you have a chance to wake up and so you kind of you're not like totally disoriented at the idea of waking up and moving about.
Oh shit.
All right, I need something from you in 5 seconds, or you do nothing.
Okay, I do flesh armor. No, I don't. Where is Garrett sleeping?
He's down on the. He's like pretty close to the door to your bedroom, and that's
Downstairs?
that's a corner that it would be
Downstairs?
closest to the back door. So yeah, downstairs.
I go back to wake Garrett.
Okay. So you kind of turn around and you put your foot down on the next step, and it creaks loudly. And just for a second, you hear or feel like a presence behind you on the stairwell. Do you continue to move forward, or do you attempt to
Yes, do a quick
see?
pace.
Okay, so you kind of do a quick hop step off that bottom step and onto the floor, and as you go towards Garrett, you kind of bump into something, and the candle kind of knocks out, and you try to catch it, and it goes and it hits on the floor, and you're thinking, oh shit, it's gonna catch the drapes on fire, and
So all of a sudden I'm all the way by the window?
yeah, it's not that far.
Okay.
The candle like goes out, and now you're in pretty much complete darkness.
Well, I go straight over to where, right over to where Garrett is.
Okay.
I mean, you can walk around your house at night without any lights on, can't you, Kyle?
yeah. But I'll bump into something probably. That doesn't mean
Well,
you will.
I'm hoping what I bump into ain't
But-
alive unless it's Garrett.
You do end up bumping into something, and I guess Garrett heard you monkeying around because he's right in front of you.
It's Garrett I run into?
Yeah.
There's something on the stairs going upstairs. I don't know what it is. Actually,
Okay.
I feel like it's right behind me somewhere.
You
I whispered this to him, just so you know.
right. You get the feeling that Garrett is like, it's
Not
almost
Garrett?
like he's holding a chair up in front of himself.
Huh?
It's got like a weird feeling to it.
It doesn't feel like it's Garrett? Doesn't look like it's Garrett?
Well, I'm not sure what else it could be, but it's like Garrett's got a chair in front of him, but you can't see anything.
He didn't answer me back when I said that?
No.
Is there any fire in the fireplace?
There's embers. Very, very low embers, like totally on the bottom, and you can tell that it's probably, it's like there's ash that's almost even covered some of the embers from things that have burned.
All right. This is what happens. I'm looking at what I think is Garrett, which I don't think is Garrett anymore. And I say, what do you want? Why do you bother me here? What do you want? I know you're not Garrett. I'm not hollering it, but I'm saying it like in a softer voice, straight to whatever this thing is directly in front of me.
Okay. You you feel something heavy, and it's almost as if the chair was turned upside down and set on your shoulder.
Well, I try to prevent anything from being put over my head, if that's what you're indicating.
No, I can only describe to you what it feels like. It feels like the chair has been placed on
So
your
something
shoulder.
is moving. So something is attempting to do something in my head or put something on me. I'm going to try and prevent that. I'm going to step out of the way or whatever I have to do to prevent that from happening.
Okay.
Put arms up in the air. I mean, I don't.
Right. You go to move, and you feel 4 or 5 distinct pressure points on your shoulder holding you in place.
I can't can't move an arm or a leg or anything?
Oh, you're moving, but your body isn't going anywhere because something has caused you to be unable to move anywhere. Like you could
Physically.
move your legs or your arms or even your head, and then you feel yourself being pulled towards the wall.
I'm gonna teleport. Or try to. Tell me when I can. I'm not gonna attempt it.
Okay. Roll initiative.
3.
All right. Where are you going?
Back to my room.
Okay. Roll.
Basically, I'm gonna port right directly above. Actually, I'm sorry. Ian and I sleep in the same room, correct?
Yes.
I'm going right back. I'm going to be right in front of Ian then, in my room.
Yep.
Can I do it? Can I try?
You can certainly try.
Roll a 7.
Okay. You feel your mental energy building up in that quick burst as you visualize what the room would look like in the daylight. Unfortunately, you don't go anywhere.
Okay. Well, then I don't do anything else because nothing else will work.
And you're pulled through the building. And when I say through the building, it's like you go through, something pulls you, and you start to feel the wall, and then you feel yourself pass through the wall, and you are outside. And you can see in the moonlight that the protector has a hold of you. And you start to float up into the air, and he moves you several distances away from the house towards the woods.
Okay.
Do you do anything, or do you relinquish yourself to this this power that seems to have control of you?
I relinquish myself to the power that seems to have control of me because I can't seem to do anything anyway. So
Okay.
my fighting it isn't doing anything. I can't leave my abilities. It's not answering me talking, and it's moving me without my ability to try and stop it. So therefore, there's absolutely nothing I can see that I can do. So I allow it to take me wherever it's taking me. It obviously has more control over me than I do.
In your mind, you see a lake. And on the edge of this lake, you see a hill. And on this hill, you see short, manicured grasses that start at the bottom and go up. And at the top of this hill, you see what appears to be an entity. And as you zoom closer and closer at a speed that you've never traveled that fast before, not when you changed form and flew. It's as if you're dimension dooring without the dimension or the door.
Okay.
And as you zoom over what has to be miles and miles of terrain, you can't help but look at this dark entity on the top of this hill. And
Okay.
as you get closer, you notice that this dark entity turns and looks at you. And as cliche as it is, as if the Lord of the Rings vision was there, it appears to be a creature with an eye, but on top of this eye sits a crown of crystals that looks very familiar. And you are thrown into that entity. You are swallowed up into a big black nothingness. And you need to make me a wisdom check, please.
Does it look like Versuit wearing the crown? Wilmer's
Certainly not an exact match, but the allegory would not be far
Okay.
off.
What'd you say I'm rolling?
You're rolling a wisdom check.
I rolled a 2, so I got a 20 total.
Wow. Hard to believe. All
I
right.
only rolled a 2. Can't do much with that.
The next thing you realize, your brother is on top of you, shaking you. Wake up!
I wake up. I guess. I don't
He's
know.
like-
You tell me.
What's the matter with you? You were having a
What?
nightmare.
Yeah, I
And
was.
he's like, oh shit. Did you dream about that thing that threw me in the lake?
Is that the thing? Is that the same thing, Cobb?
I can only tell you what I've already told you. I mean,
I don't know. It was, I don't know. I kind of thought it was Versuit at first.
the door opens up and your mom comes in. What's going on? Are you okay? Is everybody okay?
Just a bad dream.
Garrett, roll me a d10.
Six.
Oh, okay. You apparently are not awakened by the kerfuffle. So now that you have been jarringly awakened by your brother, and you realize that you were just having a bad dream, do you do anything before you go to sleep? 0.
I explained to him what happened, or what I seen, what I envisioned. I check real quick my supplies. Does it look like I used any of them, or does it seem like that was part of the dream too?
The same amount of supplies is there as when you went to bed.
All right, then while I'm awake, I go ahead and take care of everybody, and then I attempt to go back to sleep.
Okay. All right.
This time with the bow in my hand.
Okay. Make me a simple intelligence check, please.
You say simple, but I rolled 2. 14, so 28.
All right. You managed to go about your rounds, and then in so doing, you calm down. The idea that it was just a dream begins to take hold, and as more time goes on, the details and the vividness of the dream start to fade, and by the time you are finished, you are comfortably back in bed and you resume your sleep.
Okay.
And
Sounds
then
good.
we have the next day, and everyone is awakened by the sound of chickens and doors opening and closing, and apparently the start of a new day is upon you all. So, Savage 6, what would you like to do? And we'll say that everyone is in the main room there, and
I'm not. I am praying.
okay, fair enough. So the other 4 are there.
I go up and do my morning check to everybody except Waldorf until he comes back from praying.
All right. Garrett, anything from you?
Just gonna get up after Zero checks me out, and just go outside and have a look around real quick. Make sure
Okay.
nothing's good
Make
out.
me a perception check, please.
36.
Okay. Everything seems very great. You kind of go out the front and you go out to the road and look up and down, and you can see there's someone off in the distance with a mule and a cart, and they're apparently either going out of town or coming into town. And there's a couple people that appear to be carrying buckets on poles down to the stream, and washerwomen carrying clothes. And then you go around the side, and nothing's going on there other than it's a nice view of the fields off on the left. And then you come around the back, and you notice that there's a very large footprint in the ground.
Just one.
One that you hadn't noticed before. And it's sunk into the ground about 3 inches.
So something of tremendous weight.
That would probably be a good guess.
I put my foot next to it. How much bigger than my foot is it?
Maybe twice the size. At least a time and a half.
How close is it to the house?
Just like 2 feet. Not that far away.
Okay, looking up, is there a window in this area?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is, right there. And as you look at the back of the house, over here, so if you're looking at the house this way, it's like here's the corner, and you came around this way, and you know that 09's bedroom is here, and it's got like a window, and then there's a tiny, smaller window between the back door, and like you were sleeping kind of like under the window and in the corner there, and then if you were to keep going around, you would see that the chimney's over here, and then you'd go back around to the front. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Do I notice any other footprints?
As you're like, and you start looking around, and you go, I guess, around the rest of the house, and you go far off into the woods, or do you just remain in the area that's civilized?
Checking in the back, I'll go back a little bit, close to the edge of the woods, but not into.
Okay. What did you roll for your perception?
26.
I mean, was that no? You got like a 30 something, didn't you?
No, 36. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. You notice that on the tree closest to the backyard, there's one of the branches is snapped, as if something snapped it, and the branch is kind of say 4 inches in diameter. So it had to have been something super high wind, or a giant hail, or something strong or something heavy maybe landed on it. Or it's kind of unusual that a single solitary branch would just snap like that, but and it's just kind of hanging, just barely held on by a few strands of wood pulp.
Okay.
As you look around and you notice the sun's coming up, but that hasn't made it over, and actually the sun would be coming up from this direction, so that like it would rise in the back of the house and set in the front. The sunlight, you're still in the shade from all the trees in the forest that they haven't been cut down yet because the fields are over this way. And it seems like it's going to be a nice day.
Okay, well, I'll do another look around as I'm standing there, left and right, and then I'll start heading back up towards the house.
Okay. So you get in the house and there's it looks like the parents are getting ready for their jobs. They're going to go. The dad's going to go check the field. The mom's going to spin, and she's got to spin. She's got to do some cleaning, and she's got to chop wood, and she's got to do all the things to run the house. So they seem like they live a pretty healthy and vibrant existence.
Well,
You also notice inside that Volmir and Ein and I guess Zero are there.
No.
Zero's not there. Did you already tell me what you were doing and I forgot?
I would like to, but
Oh, you haven't yet. Okay, go ahead.
no, you never finished up with the night thing because when I went around and checked everybody, they should get some hit points back for the night.
Yeah,
Except for Waldor, who I haven't looked at yet. Everybody should get 3 hit points total
that's correct.
that I have looked into. And then I'll tell my brother that I am send Waldor up to see me when he's done. I don't know how long it's going to take him, but I'm going to go back to bed for a while. I need some more power, and I'm a little sleepy from last night. So I go back to my bed.
Okay. All right, so Garrett, when you come back in the room, there's Volmir and Ein and your parents, and Ein's parents there, and as I said, they're getting ready for their day. So, basically, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, well, I'll just sit down for a while. I'm not going to say anything about what I found until I see Zero down here in Waldorf.
Okay, so after Waldor, it takes you, if I remember correctly, quite a bit of time to pray and get your mana. Do you take the same spells, or are you making a different list for today?
I made a different list for today.
Okay. Do you have it already made out? You don't have to show me. I'm just asking if you have it.
Yeah, I have
Okay.
a different.
All right. I trust you to write it down. That's fine. So you pray.
Old
Your
list, new list.
your mana seems to be restored. You apparently seem to be in normal balance with you and whatever it is that you pray to, and you come downstairs and you see Volmir and Ein and Garrett, and Volmir says good morning, and Ein says hold on here a second, and he gets up and goes over to Zero and wakes him up from his nap, and you get another 2 hours of replenished psychic energy. And he says Waldor is out here now if you wanted to talk to him, and he left.
I go out. I start getting my stuff ready for him. I say it's just a morning checkup. I look him over, changes the bandage. Oh, wait a minute. Walter didn't have any issues, remember?
No,
Yes.
no, I'm hurt.
Oh, you are hurt. Well, then that's what I've been doing for you then. I check your wounds and when I change your bandaging, and you'd get through 3 hit points back for the evening. And I sit down at the table and ask for some water. Kind of put my hands on my head, like I have a hangover.
All right, everybody's there, so you all need to
Did somebody get me water or what?
improv the scene. Yes, your mother will get you a wooden mug of water.
I drink the whole thing. I asked for some more.
Like, oh my goodness, you're thirsty.
Yes.
All right, mother, I'm going out to check the fields and the animals. Make sure the fences are still up. Okay.
Before he heads out, I'm gonna say, be careful, pay attention.
He looks at you and he says, "Well, that sounds like you're warning me of something. What are you talking about?"
Well, things were going on last night, I believe.
What kind of things?
Well, there's a huge footprint in the back of the house by one of the windows.
He says, bet you it was a giant come nosing around looking for things.
That probably goes 3 inches into the ground depth-wise, indentation into the ground, and it's twice as big as my foot.
I wonder if something scared them off.
I don't know, but it busted.
They're getting brave.
Busted a big old limb out there right before you get to the woods. On a
Mother,
tree.
you think I ought to go into town and tell Prime DeClar? And she says, "Well, if you think you really should, dear." He's like, "Well, I mean, we can't have giants just running around here doing whatever they want." Well, you know how I feel about it. You should probably leave that up to other people. What about Garrett? He's used to that kind of stuff. Well, he's our guest. We don't ask him to go do our business. This is our business. We live here. And she's like, "You're right. Why don't you at least have the boys escort you?" And he's like,
I don't feel like it.
"What?"
I don't feel like it.
He's like,
Oh.
your dad says, "Take it easy, son. I wasn't going to order you."
No, I mean, I'm not feeling well. I don't feel like it.
"Oh." Your mom says, "Yeah, he woke up and he's been drinking water like crazy." "Well, you sick, son?"
I don't know. I don't know.
"Oh, well,
Something happened last night?
you think we should get the healer to come check on him?"
No, there's nothing they can do. I'll be alright. I just don't feel like going anywhere. A little bit of rest would be great.
"Well, it seemed to work for you last time, so,
Yep,
okay,
go
if
indeed.
that's
Sunshine.
what you want to do.
Yep, that's all I want to do.
All right, then. I'm going to go then, dear." "Okay. When you come back, I'll have dinner ready." It's like, "Ian, would you be a dear for me and go cut up that last bit of wood? It's too big. I can't get it." He says, "Yeah, Mom. Okay, just show me which one." And they walk out, leaving you four.
Yeah, I think something with that footstep outside you're talking about might have had something to do with me. Something grabbed me last night when I was getting up to check you guys. Something accosted me and tried to take me hostage.
What did it look like?
Well, at first it looked like Garrett, but it wasn't
What?
Garrett. It looked like you. I was coming to get you because I said something in the house. And I thought I'd ran into you. I was telling you about it, but then you weren't you, so it wasn't you. It was something looking like you. Then it and others around me that I couldn't see grabbed me and kept me from being able to cast powers and or move. And Cobb, just so you know, you're like way off the screen, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yes, you did touch the food. Did you touch Jude's food?
What is that?
I think Dan's wife is watching some kind of show.
No, that's not me.
That's not coming from your house?
It's not my house.
No.
Sounds like it's somebody talking to a young child or something.
Yeah, I know. That's not.
Is
It's
that coming
here.
from your house, Randy?
There's me and a sleeping dog.
I'm not hearing anything.
It sounded like somebody talking to a child, the child talking back. I swear to God, that's what it sounded like.
That's what I heard too.
You're right. That's what I heard, but that's not from my house.
Garrett's got to be coming from yours.
It's got to be Garrett. He's channeling his inner Chucky.
Or there's something here with me and a sleeping dog. I got no TV on or nothing.
Unless I got some kid in the basement locked up. Oh.
For you, Tom, it's called The Weekend. Anyway, this thing accosted me, and I couldn't fight it, so I just went with it. It took me out. There was this creature that could have been Versuth with a crystal crown on his head. Could have been the same crown that she had. I don't know. And then I was like tossed into it and enveloped by it, like I was being transported somewhere. And this is after I got to it. This was a long distance from here. And then the next thing I know, my brother's waking me up, and according to my supplies, I hadn't used any, so I was not awake before, perhaps, or doing what I thought I was doing. So I went ahead and, while I was up, cleared my head and took care of you guys, and then went back to bed. So I think it was more than a dream. I really can't tell you any more about it because that's all I know. I didn't see any of these creatures other than the thing that looked like you, Garrett. And I know it wasn't you, but it looked similar to you at dark with, no lights. I have no idea.
It's odd.
Yes. One more reason I want to get out of here.
All right, so
Hey, Cobb, this is important. When I tried to teleport and it didn't work, did I expend anything?
as you're thinking about it,
Or
the,
did it not really happen because it was just in my mind?
you're recalling the fragments of the experience, and you're trying to remember if that was on your mind, and you're like, I didn't.
I mean, it's on it now. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I didn't have the presence of mind at the time to even consider that. So you only know what you have now.
Well, I would be less that amount because I'm not at full yet. That's why I was wondering. Sean's also asking because I have to.
You have whatever you have written down.
Okay, that works for me. My brother's not in here, but I thought it was going to take him till later this afternoon to be healed. What's going on there? What did I miss? I'm not following whatever's going on here, Freckle.
Are
Hello?
you talking to anyone specifically?
Yeah, there's two other people in here. You two. I'm talking to you two.
Oh, I don't know. I just came down. I don't know what's up.
Garrett, you have any idea what's going on? Why is my brother not trying to heal himself?
I don't know.
Okay. Because remember, this was supposed to take him till... I mean, was that a dream too? Or is he supposed to be...
Volmer, the 15 says, well, remember he said, when he came in, he said, I'm going to go lay down, wish me luck.
Yeah, but he was supposed to take till later this afternoon, like late afternoon before he would be done. So since I seen him in here, now he's outside doing something for Mom, something's wrong. He shouldn't be out here yet. I just thought maybe you guys knew. I guess
I'm guessing either I didn't describe him well enough or you didn't hear it, but I said he looks remarkably like a new man, and
okay.
so
yeah, that's fine. I've been a little out of it, so my character didn't notice it until I just now brought it up because I just now thought about it. And I have other things on my mind. See. Acting.
Okay, so what else?
I don't know. Well, if he's fully cured, then we can get the fuck out of here earlier, then, right? Or do you want to leave tonight the way I suggested? We use my my form of dream travel, where we will all travel a great distance in our sleep tonight.
I got a question.
Yeah.
If one of the things comes for us in our dreams while that's going on, is that going to stop us from traveling with you?
You're not really. No, it's not. You're not. You're just going to go to sleep like you do normally. When you wake up, you're going to be in a new area, wherever the hell I've taken us is where you're going to be.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you know how sometimes those things come for us in our dreams and they wake us up.
I see
Would
what
that stop us?
you're saying. It shouldn't. I mean, we start when I start this process. We're not going to be sitting here anymore, so we're going to be out of reach of them. We're going to be traveling in a. We're not going to be traveling here on this plane of existence.
So as soon as we go to sleep, we disappear?
As soon as I activate the power in my sleep, we disappear from here.
Oh, okay.
So they, not to say they're not all powerful and shit, but how they could find us if we weren't still here in this material plane, I have no idea. Not to mention, looking in that plane for us it's like a drop in the sea. You know, where to
Does
go?
our stuff go with us?
Yes.
Do you have to be wearing it?
No. We will wake up if everything goes according to plan. The only thing that could backfire would be we don't end up exactly where I want us to end up, but we will end up waking up in the morning with around our campfire. Like, in other words, we're not going to sleep in these beds. Okay, we're gonna set up a little campfire outside and go to sleep there, because when we wake up, we'll be around the little campfire with our stuff around us, just like we went to bed, just not here. Luckily, hopefully, where I want us to be, or somewhere in that general direction, or along that path.
Okay. Like I said, I was just curious how things could interrupt us.
I mean, you know, anything can happen. You know how that works, but I don't think it's going to be an issue. I mean, you know, what more can I say?
Well, let's just say for posterity's sake, if we do get divided somehow,
yeah.
What is our plan of action onto being reunited?
Y'all stay where the hell you are, because my brother and I can find everybody and get to you.
Okay.
But the important thing to remember is you stay where the hell you are, because you move, I'm going to go to where you were, not where you are necessarily. It all depends. Just be safe. Wherever you're at and you're safe, stay there. We'll come get you. If that's the case, now that's not going to happen with this ability. Okay, it's either all of us go where I want us to go, or all of us go somewhere on that journey to where we're trying to go, or it just doesn't work and we wake up right here. That's the three choices.
So, what's on the menu for today?
I don't know.
We're going to go hunting for invisible objects again.
I don't think we should
I want to pause a second. 'Cause
Yeah.
this is just for my benefit. This is not so much for your benefit. But when I was describing Zero's interaction with whatever that thing was, did Dan or Randy hear my description and or naming of the thing that got him out of the house?
Yes, and I was trying to ignore that.
Okay. That's all I needed to hear. Because I just wanted to make sure, because in my own mind I could have swore I said what it was, but I didn't want to shortchange Sean by having fucked up the description. But if you heard it, then okay.
So,
All right, that was all.
Are you saying I described something wrong?
no.
Well, I'm saying I thought I gave a more pinpoint definition of the thing that pulled you out of the house, and so
You said it looked like it was Garrett. After that, I don't remember you specifying what that thing looked like more specifically.
No, he said it looked like something else.
Okay, that's the part. I didn't want to shortchange.
Then I must not have been hearing it. I'm sorry.
I didn't want to shortchange the player because in my own mind, sometimes I think things and I don't actually say them. Pretty much every day when I deal with the public.
No,
But other
you
than
did
that-
say something.
Okay, just check it.
I must have not heard it, or maybe it was a audio glitch because we have those.
Yeah,
So I'll
you
get my
sometimes stop and
20
then
bucks
go to
next time I
fast
see you.
forward.
Wait, what'd you say, Randy? Because I'm sure this wasn't Garrett. What'd you say?
I'll get my $20 next time I see you.
I don't know what that means, other than I know what $20 is. Do I owe you money?
You said you're going to give me $20.
It must have been an audio glitch.
I see. So you're making up your own jam. Oh, he locked it. All right. So anyway, you guys were having a discussion about Waldor was attempting to gain a little bit of insight into how the if I remember, Zero called it dream travel, which so he was attempting to learn a little bit about that, and Zero was explaining that if everything works the way it's supposed to, everything will be great. So
Everything will be okay regardless of how it works. The problem is how close to the target we get. That's the only thing. That's the only bad thing.
After our encounters yesterday, I think we don't need to be venturing very far away from the homestead here.
I agree.
I don't want to run into any giants anymore. Dude, the last giants fucked us up pretty bad. I don't need to run into any more.
I agree.
I'd rather run into a giant than a dragon.
Yeah, that dragon fucked us up.
I'd like to not run into anything that's against us.
Unfortunately, I mean, I have a prayer that can help us out, but we don't have anywhere near the money for me to do it. It'd only protect two of us at this time. Well,
What is
help protect us. I have a spell that will help out with fire not magical fire, but it helps out to a lesser degree with magical fire. But it takes like 500 gold pieces of, it takes 500 sun tokens of ruby dust per person, and I can use it on 2 people.
The description, I don't remember ever being there as to what breathed on us, what specifically it was. All I know is nothing I was wearing was singed or burned, nor was it eaten away by acid. So I'm not 100% sure, Cobb, what it was that blasted us, that gave us that damage, because you never pushed any of that, those of us that were hit, onto our equipment or anything. So I'm...
Well, if you save, then all your possessions automatically save.
But we saved for half damage, which means we still took damage. Therefore, if we took the damage, shouldn't have our items been in the same boat?
No.
Okay. Was it fire? I mean, I don't remember that.
Fire.
Very specific.
Yeah.
It was acidic fire.
Oh, acidic fire. Oh.
Okay. Okay. Well, good then. I'm happy not to have lost anything. I just wasn't sure what the hell hit us.
Yeah, when you save and you have a bunch of damage that you avoid, it's kind of like you use up your luck, stamina, and smarts in doing so rather than your actual flesh.
Right on. I'm good with that.
So, like I said, it's really expensive and it's beyond us right now.
Well, I hope we never come across this image again, and if we do, I'm going to run the hell away.
Yeah, let me think about this. What's our percentage if we're going to come across this thing again?
Well, considering we've come across a dragon a few times already, I'd say they're pretty good.
Well, and it's the same dragon who's hunting us. So.
I don't know.
I'm saying 100% chance.
You might be right. I don't know.
Well, we are going to go kill it, so we got to run into it at least one more time.
Probably.
You go to sleep, Garrett?
Nope.
So,
Alrighty, so you all,
You know, my brother's never come back yet. That's kind of odd.
your brother and your mom walk back in with chopped wood.
Well, speak of the...
And she's like, that is something special. I'm proud of you, son. He's like, yeah, Mom, it's cool. And then she looks at you guys and she's like, man, I think you guys have way more stories to tell than you have actually told. Ein used his mind to make his sword cut right through that wood.
Yep. Hey, Ein, tell Mom about the girl you got pregnant before you left her.
I don't remember that.
Oh, okay. All right, it's cool. I thought you wanted Mom to know.
He's lying, Mom. That didn't happen.
Yeah, Mom. Forget I said that.
And
Never
then,
mind.
I would like you to make a charisma check, Zero.
Uh, 19 plus 16, so 35.
Okay.
Is that correct?
She looks at the two of you, and then she looks back at Ein, and she's like,
But I'm saying that I'm being sarcastic when I'm replying back about, oh, that's right. Yeah, never mind. You know, I'm trying to say it sarcastically,
okay.
not in a serious fashion.
So you
that I'm serious about folks.
you pull your story instead of pulling your punch. And she's like, "Oh, zero." And then she goes on, begins to chop up vegetables and things, and she says, "Can one of you boys go down to the root cellar and get me some of those green onions?" And Hein looks at you, Zero, and says, "Your turn."
I'm not feeling good. You go get it.
It's like, "God damn it." And he goes.
That's what you get for not being here. Get the fuck out. GTFO, remember?
Alright, so your mom says,
Mother,
"So, what's? Did you eat something bad? What's?" She walks over and she puts her hand on your forehead. You don't feel hot.
No, I didn't eat anyone bad.
Ein said that you were good at taking care of people. Can you do some of that yourself?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm healing right now. As a matter of fact, I need to go sit outside in the sun. Hey, Mother, I have a question for you. You've seen my healing kit when I take care of my friends and their wounds, and I got my dressings and all that stuff. Do you happen to have similar supplies I can restock here before we leave? Whenever we leave?
Well, I mean, I've got a few things, but I doubt that I've got your fancy dancy kit that you've got there. Like,
well, I don't need the tools. I need the herbs. I tell her what herbs I'm looking for. Some clean white cloth or any colored cloth will do, but it's got to be clean, as clean as possible. Maybe boiled in hot water and dried. I'm looking for things like that. That's primarily what I run low on in the pinch of the moment, without having to go scavenge for it in the woods. Or perhaps somebody in town on our way through. I don't know.
I was thinking about donating this blanket, but why don't you take that?
That'll work.
And then I don't know. Do you need it cut up?
Yeah, and I unroll one of my bandages out of my kit, and I show her, "This is what I need. As many of these as we can get out of that blanket would be great." I would also like to then get them in some boiling hot water, and then line dry them. Maybe we could do all that today. Put them out in the sun for them to dry. It won't take too long for them to dry, but it's called a sterilization. It helps make sure there's nothing on this old blanket that might cause an infection to go bad versus healing, which is what we're trying to get out of it.
He says, "Well, I'm willing to do whatever it is that you need, son. Just okay. Let me get this. Well, shit. We've only got. Oh, excuse me. We've only got the one pot here, and I'm already. That's what we use for cooking.
Okay, don't worry about it. I can deal with it.
But as far as this type of, so if we take and we cut the top part of the blanket, and if you hold one side and I'll hold the other, and I'll slice it with my sharp knife, and we'll create strips like that.
Yes, that would be fine. Waldor, do you by any chance have a spell that would, for more or less, sanitize or sterilize cloth or items, or maybe a clean or some sort of spell like that?
I can tomorrow.
Well, I don't need it today. I just was wondering if you had something like that. We could do that in the future.
I have something that's like lesser prayers. Instead of taking like a stronger prayer, I can take a whole bunch of lesser prayers instead.
Oh, so there's stuff like that would like do things like clean,
Yeah.
sterilize, or whatever. Oh, that would be great.
Have you cut that blanket up already, or?
Well, we're working on it. We haven't started yet. Why? What do you suggest?
Well, if you leave it together, I could probably be easier to do it all together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll cut it up later on. I'm not out of bandages yet. So that's fine.
You know, you could always go see the healer in town, and if he required anything special, he's very good.
I don't have a lot of money to pay him for items, for stuff I need to reheal, to resupply.
Well, I know he takes things in trade.
Maybe I can heal somebody for him and trade.
The only thing I had on it is
Do you? I mean, this is none of my business, but maybe you've got something that you don't need, and then he might need it. He's been known to accept
you got that
strange items or get people to go and get things for him in exchange for other things.
Garrett, do you think we can make a trip to the healer before our other plans in the evening? So I can at least resupply on the stuff
I mean,
take care of.
if you're going to have to wait until Waldor can cast the whatever tomorrow and we can't cut up the blanket, then, I mean, so long as nothing else happens, the giant doesn't come back.
I'm not out of stuff. I'm running low, and
Wait, if we go to the healer, I am curious. So who does the healer pray to? Who does he worship? Forsooth?
Of course.
See, that's directly contrary to Forsooth.
What do you mean forsooth is directly contrary to forsooth?
No, him
what do you mean?
praying directly to Forsooth for healing is contrary to his nature.
What do you mean?
Remember
Unless
Forsooth,
he's using the crown to... unless
forsooth
he's
does
using the
everything
crown
great
to-
and wonderful. Forsooth is the one that brings a bountiful harvest and has the sun rise and fall and brings us the
He must
creatures
be
and the
using
man and the
crown
hash.
to supplement. I think Forsooth is using the crown to supplement his power.
What are
hold
you
on.
talking
Remember where we're
about?
at. Remember where we're at. Remember what we had discussed about not bringing in
I need Waldor to make a charisma check, please.
certain people into our nonsense.
Here's where everything goes to shit.
Yeah, it already started. That's
Here
why-
comes-
27.
Oh,
27.
okay. She's just like, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't talk blasphemy in my house.
Yeah, Waldor.
You don't see me talking bad about whatever it is that you worship.
I'm not talking bad about him. I pray to him, in fact.
Well, why
I
would you
call
say
him one of my
anything
brothers
good is
from-
contrary to him? That doesn't make any sense.
Mother,
Things
I'm
he
sorry
prays
for my friend. He's where he's from. Things are a little different, and so we've learned to understand what he means. What he means isn't coming across properly to you. You're just not used to it. I apologize for my friend. He'll cease discussing these things with you immediately as I look devil eyes at Waldor. Right, Garrett?
I can't see you. I don't see you. I
She's
don't
like-
see you. I can't see.
She walks over to Waldor and she looks down and she puts her hand out and she kind of touches your scruffy face and she says, I forgive you for not knowing what you speak of, but you will learn in time. Forsooth is everything.
Oh,
then
yeah.
she-
We will, Mom. Thanks.
She goes back to her preparing the noon meal.
That sounds great, Mom.
And that
Hey,
includes...
can we go outside for a few minutes?
Sure. I need to get sun anyway. Mom, if you bring my meal outside, I have to sit out in the sun. That's how I gain back all my energies, and I go outside.
It's going to be that. Oh, okay. So who goes outside?
I go outside.
All three? Okay.
All right. So after we go outside, I continue having them follow me at decent ways from the house, so we cannot be surprised by anybody walking up on us. So
You go into the forest, you go up the street.
no, I'm gonna go like a good 100 feet.
100 feet, but do you go into the forest? Do you go into the
No.
farmland?
No, I need
You
to
go
be
up
where
the
I got
street?
the sun.
Farmland.
Okay.
I need to be in the sun. That's my thing.
All right, so
All right.
the sun is just starting to creep over the trees.
Good.
So I have good and bad news here.
Sure.
I have found that the duality that I pray to has returned since we've been here. However, the problem with that is I don't know who the good side of the duality is here, but I can feel the dark side being drawn straight from Forsooth.
Yeah.
Whereas it was being pulled from something else before.
Well, Forsooth is in charge here. He's the one running the show. He's the one they all pray to. He's the landowner. He's the king of the land. He's the tax collector. He's the one they pray to. That's all it is here. Forsooth. We couldn't have ended up in a worse place.
But for like I was saying in there, Forsooth is not either or. He's
What do you
only
mean?
one. So in order for him to be doing both, he has to be using something like the crown to cast from the other, to pull from the other side. So
No.
Like-
Yeah. You,
him stealing the power of the artifact from the other god and using that power to supplement the other side of things. Something's not right.
yeah. Everything's different here. He's not pulling or supplementing anything from somewhere else. We're in a whole different area. See, this is your first jump with us, right? Or is this your second? I don't remember.
I think like third or fourth.
Couldn't have been third or fourth. We ain't been in that many worlds.
You jumped once and you showed up in my place, and I've been with you ever since.
We have 3 items, so we've been to 3 worlds.
Right.
One
We're
of the
on
worlds
the fourth,
yours,
so this is the fourth.
right. You jumped with us for 2.
No.
There's
The
4
first
items. We have
time
3
you-
of them.
The first time you jumped, you came to my land, and that's where you got the spear.
No. Wait a minute.
Oh wait, or no, you got the Yeah, the first time you jumped, you came to
Yeah,
my
you're
land.
right.
and I've
You're
been
right.
with you since.
You're right. I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's easy to confuse going back and forth and everywhere else. Oh.
So, this is a whole different realm. Wherever we're at, it's similar, but it's different. Just like these aren't my parents. Okay.
I
think
Somebody
Garrett's
else's
asleep.
parents. That means this is not where we're from. This isn't even remotely from it. It's not a different time. It's not the future. It's not the past. No more of that bullshit. It's some other realm of possibility, an alternate time that we're in. Another realm of possibility. Look at Garrett. He's falling sound asleep.
Yep.
I can't put my finger exactly on it because I don't know exactly what it is. And yeah, there might be some energy connecting them all. Obviously, we're having to go to them all to get all these things. So, I don't know. I just want to get on and move on from here because this is all.
I agree. I think Forsooth hijacked it, and
Maybe.
that's where we're at. Is like someplace where he's hijacked and changed everything.
You
All right,
can
now I'm gonna have to go too. So, Garrett, wake up!
All right. Sounds good. We got one sleeping boy up on the top right. We got another one on the top left that's got to probably get up at 4, I'm guessing.
Is he really asleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
He really, I told you, his eyes were closed earlier.
All right, so
He really fell asleep. That's
now
funny.
the only reason we were able to game tonight is because Eddie's not here. We're doing the social distancing,
Right.
obviously.
Do you know when he's coming home, or is it
No,
undetermined?
yeah, he'll let me know. But
Garrett, wake up! Wake up, Garrett!
Bye
It's your turn.
bye.
Roll 20.
Bye.
You gotta kill the monster.
So
You're gonna sleep for like 30 minutes.
if I'm stuck at home, I can't go to work for 2 weeks because the company doesn't want me around, even though I'm, by all accounts, not infected.
So why don't you take that computer downstairs while Eddie's not there, and we can game from there?
Because then
What-
I don't have the map and everything.
Well, we can game without the map. We didn't use it once tonight.
Yeah, but you know for a fact, as soon as you think you got something lined up, like I got this whole sheet I wrote of stuff, and
We didn't
dude,
touch any.
no. So, and then I got another sheet over there, and it's like, yeah, no. So anyway, I'm not against that, Sean. I'm just, I prefer to be able to do things out on the map. That's all.
Oh, I understand that.
But
You can put some plastic up so the hallway goes into the kitchen, and then
all right. So my question is, we could play for just 2 hours tomorrow night if he's not here. I know, Dan, you got to get up early, and you said you couldn't really play that much. But if it was only 2 hours, would that still be too much?
Yeah, that'd be okay. It's just I'm
Dan,
working on my house.
I know
and
you
stuff.
got.
what time can
So
you start
you don't-
tomorrow?
So if I'm not given major warning like the night before, then I get people to come over like tonight.
I see.
I had people show up
That
to
makes
hang
sense.
cabinets.
Yeah.
So we needed to do it. You guys called right in the middle while we're.
Well, I didn't really think about it until I was sitting here in the middle of the day, and I'm like, oh fuck, nobody's up there, so I don't have to worry about him, walking by and coughing directly into my mouth. So, all right. So, do we want to try again tomorrow night? What do you think?
What time
that's
can you
fine.
be available, Dan?
I gotta mow the grass as soon as I get home, so probably about 6.
6 is fine with me.
What about you, Garrett?
Works.
All right. So, if nothing changes, I will call everyone around 6 then.
Why don't you
Okay.
send something out via text telling everybody else that we're playing tomorrow at 6? So, they got some advance notice.
Okay, not an issue. All righty then.
All right, see you
That's
guys
it for
later.
session 43. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
See ya.
Wax on.
See you tomorrow.